Saurus here, welcome to the most boring gold stack on YouTube. This is over 100 gold sovereigns. We have north of a kilo of pure gold here, and I suppose that's 30 odd ounces, around about 60,000 in USD, about 50k in GBP. So back in 2018 I bought my first gold sovereigns and a 1 ounce coin. The sovereigns were around the £230 mark, so gold was below £1,000 an ounce there at the time, though my stacking didn't really start until 2020 when I started actively stacking. So at first my stack was an unorganised mess, as I just bought whatever the deal was on small pieces of gold, whether it was coins or bars, just whatever it was. If it was small and it was a good premium, I would pick it up. So that sort of got me going, and I did start to build up a decent bit of weight. Now, my initial goal was never really to stack this much gold. I didn't really have much more thought than if I got 12 ounces, that would be about a year's worth of living expenses, in an emergency if I needed it, if something happened to all of my different streams of income for whatever reason. It would just be a nice little backup to have there, some sort of insurance, and just to be able to take care of the family and things like that. Plus, just to keep some money outside of the banking system for, just as an extra precaution, really. So after I realised, how much kind of work I was going to create myself, if I wanted to sell quickly, I would have really had to go to a dealer or just spend ages online listing everything, etc. And it just felt like a bit of a burden in a way, I felt like I could be doing things better. It wasn't that I don't like all these other pieces of gold, I really do. But for me, it just made sense to switch to the sort of sovereigns or the 1 ounce coins, because they always have a low premium and they're always really easy to pick up. So it just saved me time, trawling through different deals, trying to find, what was the best option at the time. Now, in terms of sovereigns, they're a really good size, they're a really good price point for a lot of people. So it's a lot more achievable to be picking these up regular than the 1 ounce perhaps. And in terms of the sovereigns themselves in the UK, they're the most liquid coin you could really come up with. Any gold dealer is going to be really keen to take some sovereigns off your hand. It's like the bread and butter, easy way of, turning over a large amount of gold and putting it back into some cash if you ever needed it. So with sovereigns as well, as a collector, there is so much variety. You can get tons of different designs and styles and coins, and it's not something you're gonna really run into trouble finding something that suits you, I don't think. Now, some people don't like the modern ones because of the coppery looking colour. Some people prefer the older ones because of the yellowy colour, and some people like the modern ones because there's less time they've been around, perhaps less likely to have been faked in the past when gold premiums were much higher in the 60s, 70s, etc. And some people, they're not really bothered. They'll just pick up whatever they can that's gold and, keep stacking. So in terms of the different portraits, different designs, you've got some special years, which I was showing you a little bit earlier. And then you've got obviously different portraits like this Gillick here, which is the first portrait of Elizabeth II. You then go on to my latest pickup, which I've put somewhere, that's it. Yep, which is the Machin head, or Machin it's spelled. And this is just based on who the engraver was that came up. Most sovereigns, like I say, they do have the Georgian dragon design on this side, on the tail side. But there are a number of years, like the shields, when we had young Victoria here. And, you can look for different things like mint marks and die numbers on these. And, young Victoria there. Not bad for a 150 odd year old coin. So this is basically my gold stack and where it's ended up. Now, I do also have, like I say, the 1 ounce coins. So whilst I am more of a stacker, I am finding myself getting a few items that are a bit more collectible. If we look at the Queen's Beast series, that did really well. I managed to pick up the quarter-ounce coins down here. So we have all the very popular Queen's Beast designs in the quarter-ounce size. But now there is the Tudor Beast, so they've started off with the bullion version of the Line of England. I heard a rumour that the Seymour Panther would be the second in the series. So if anyone can confirm that in the comments, that would be good. But I'm looking out for that probably this year, I guess. The Royal Mint are very unorganised in terms of their releases. Like, they don't seem to tell anybody when things are going to be released, I don't think. So anyway, we're just going to hang fire and see what comes up. But yeah, the other thing about sovereigns, you've got some different sizes. So here we have a double sovereign, and here we have a quarter sovereign. Now my half sovereigns are in one of these tubes over here. This isn't quite everything. There's a tube there and some more over here. Just ran out of space. But yeah, you have different sizes in the sovereigns as well, different designs. This is a 1989 proof, which is a very special year. I think it was 500 years of the first kind of gold sovereign that was designed. So whilst the sovereign is a bit different to what it was then, it is, yeah, there you can see the 1489. It's 500 year anniversary. So very, very nice coin. And it's the only one that has the throne design rather than a portrait. But yeah, in terms of sovereigns, like I say, we've got loads of design. We've got the India mints. So various mint marks that come up, and yeah, these, like I say, they're just bullion. A lot of the time I just buy best value. In terms of the dates of sovereigns, so the modern sovereign first came about in 1817, the modern version as we know now. Not every year is available though since then, and some years are going to be a lot more rare than others. So if you want to pick up all the dates, you aren't going to have to get 205, but some dates are going to be much more achievable than others. So anything pre-Victoria comes at quite a premium if it's in any good condition. Anything that is a bit later than Victoria, you can usually find at bullion prices. And the shields tend to get a bit of premium. I've picked up quite a lot of these shields here, just when they've been more or less bullion priced. But often, if you want to find a really good example, you are going to be paying that bit of premium. So, very nice coins. Some of my favourite designs. Now, where do I go from here? So, in terms of the sovereigns, I could look to, fill some tubes up. So, just to round off, like the 2022 design, it might in the future trade at a bit of a premium compared to some of the normal years. So I've got 16 of those there, I think, and then the one you saw at the start was a proof. So it'd be nice to just fill up one of these little tubes that I use and get those to be just nice and tidy, really. It's more of an OCD thing than anything though. So moving forward, I am working on trying to pick up different dates where possible. So I think I need 30 more dates, and that will cover me from 1900 to the present day. But like I say, there are some years I've got duplicates of. It wasn't really something I've set out to do, so it's a bit of a side project. It's not my main focus. I am looking to pick up the Tudor Beasts as they come out, so we've made a start on those. Now, I do also still buy some silver from time to time, but the premiums do put me off a lot. So the other thing about silver is the bulkiness. Even just having £20,000 worth of silver, you're going to really struggle to move that in a hurry if you need to. And for example, I keep my gold vaulted. It's in a secure storage in a few different places. But if something happened to me, I could easily send a family member to go there and take it to a bullion dealer, and happy days. The silver, I probably need to send a couple of people, and I don't want any family members pulling the back out and having to spend all the profits on a physio bill. So something to consider. Just for me personally, I know there's risks with any storage, but that's what I choose to do. I don't want to, hold this kind of amount of gold at home and just run that risk. So I just don't think it's worth it personally. but there are risks everywhere. So in terms of the hobby, I do obviously get enjoyment from buying the coins, looking at the coins, and just the people you meet through buying and selling, I guess. Now, I don't expect to be getting rich from the price, just shooting up overnight. And if gold became worthless, again, I'm still going to be eating, I'm not going to be going hungry. So for me, gold is just a small portion of the long-term savings. I don't use gold really as an investment as such. I prefer, a lot of other things, property, equities, etc., to invest in. But I do like to save away some money for the future. And ultimately, it's an insurance, it's an emergency fund that will take care of me or my family in the future. So I do hope it retains its purchasing power, but no sweat either way, I wouldn't go putting your life savings into gold or anything like that, and obviously none of this is financial advice, it's just a little update of my stack and where I'm up to. So hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like, see you later.